What's up everybody, this is Gunter Severloh. This is version 1.8 of my new World War II tank and vehicle variants. This is a massive update, so let's go to the editor and check them out. We are now in the editor and let's play the scenario. We're going to go to spectator to get a better view. We're going to start with the new variants, starting with version 1.7. These were the two new variants. So this is the M3A1 Halftrack with the flakvierling 38, and then we have the US6 with an attached Zi3 Antitank cannon. So those were from version 1.7. Now in version 1.8 we have a Bergepanther. This is called a Bergepanther V. Then we have the a little upgrade here. This was an existing variant. I just put a plate in here. That's all I did. Then the next variant is the Bergepanther Flak 38. This is actually an upgrade of an existing variant. So what we have here is some different items and stuff. I put a plate in the bottom here, added a fuel barrel, and then we have a spade and a winch. Basically it's like kind of like a makeshift crane. Then next to that, this is another new variant actually of the existing two variants here. This is just the Bergepanther with the plate, the fuel drum, spade, and the winch. Now keep in mind, I put these on here because later with this composition there's going to be something that's actually being worked on to make a lot of these things functional. And then of course these four can be made to tow stuff. So if you have a script, you could tow wrecks and whatnot with them. Alright, let's go to the next variant. This is the Ferdinand Elephant. This has an attached pack 40, which it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a pack 43, but we don't have a pack 43. So what I did, scaled the gun. You can see it looks a little bit bigger than it should, and it's on a Tiger chassis. This is the SDKFZ Zi3 Diana. This was used in the desert. It's actually a pretty cool, interesting variant. So it uses a Russian attached artillery gun, the Zi3. It actually used an earlier variant of the Zi3, which didn't have the muzzle brake on it, but since we don't have that, I have to go with the next best. The next variant is the Opel Blitz with the rear fired pack 40. And this was a variant in World War II. However, the gun was a 6-pounder, I think it was. I had to go with the next best thing. So the next variant is the Opel Blitz with the flakvierling. And open the back up, have the stand, kind of like a mount right there. Alright, the next variant is the Universal Carrier with a Flak 38. Yeah, it looks a little silly and odd, but take a look at the picture. Yes, that's what they did. That's pretty cool. So the Germans, they kind of mounted flak guns to almost every vehicle they can think of, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. The next variant is the universal carrier with a front-mounted Flak 38. You can see the picture for that. So you can see it scaled this down to size to basically fit and kind of look like what the picture showed. So hopefully it looks pretty accurate. The next variant is this is the SU-76. Now this was a tricky design. This took me almost 4 hours to build because I was looking at pictures and trying to get the right angles and stuff, the right parts and so forth. And the 76 part, it has a Zi3 cannon attached to it, so that's correct. The chassis, however, I think that was a different chassis. It wasn't a chassis of a T-34. I think it was a T-60. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up again. For this part here, where the gun was kind of hidden or inside, there was a gap here, but I have nothing to create, no parts to create this kind of like this circle, this circular spacing to where I could have the space. And when I did try the space, it kind of just didn't look good. So this is kind of as close as I get to an SU-76, and it's pretty good, I think. You could see the amount of work I did on it. It's pretty cool. The angles were a little bit tricky, but I got it. Normally in the SU-76 there was like kind of like a rail that came here, but I tried that and I couldn't find anything to attach to it that would that would work because they were all too long. So alright, the next variant is a Tiger with the Flak 38, and I couldn't find any pictures of it. I did find this. Check this out, and it's kind of the idea I was going by. Alright, the next variant is the M3 Scout with the attached Flak 30 on the back end of it. That's pretty cool. And here we have another new variant. This is the SDKFZ-71 with the armored cab and a flakvierling 38. So you can see I had to kind of create a platform for it and open the back up. The design itself took a little bit to figure out how to get it. It doesn't look exactly like the picture, as you can see, but it's pretty close. And then here we have front guard. I used the Pack 40 shield for that. So this is pretty cool. Let's take a look at some of the other variants. Here, the Panther, the Flak 38 here was scaled up a bit, so it's a little bit bigger. And I did that because that's the way it really was. It was a bigger variant. The next variant is the universal carrier with a mortar. There was really no place to put this mortar other than here. When you get in it, you won't see your body or anything. So this might be a little bit far-fetched. I was kind of going with this picture. That was the idea, but it's not really possible with this. So I could have used a half-track, but as you can see, we already have a half-track for that, and it was based on a universal carrier. So this is kind of like the next best thing. Here I lowered the Zi3 cannon into the thing. This is the M7 Priest. So it kind of looks a little bit better, a little bit straighter. And then I upgraded the existing Flak 38 with the armored cabin. And instead of the walls up, I have all the walls down. Then we have the Opal Blitz with the gun facing towards the back. Let's go back, and I want to show you guys something else that was done. So let's take a look at this Diana. Basically, when you come up to the thing, it'll say get in SDKFZ63 Diana as gunner. So you'll be in the gun. And then when you get out, you'll be set to the side. Here we have the elephant. Get in elephant as gunner, and you'll be in the pack. When you get out of the gun for this, you'll be in the loader seat, so you could switch to the driver's seat and go from there. And then when you get to this guy, there's some added coding to this to make these a bit more functional. So you get into the pack from the rear here. I'm not going to shoot the gun, obviously, but when you get out, you'll be basically back out towards the back. Here I did the same thing. With this, you get in the flakvierling, and then when you get out, you'll be in the back of the vehicle. Here with this, you get into the Flak 30. This is actually a Flak 30, not 38. And when you get out, you'll be in the driver's seat of the vehicle. And then when you exit, you'll be on the driver's side. Now this one this was actually the last thing I worked on and upgraded. Actually, I built it and then I had to make some changes and stuff because the flak wasn't working. I had the sights blocked and some other stuff. But you can get into the Flak 30 from here, and it's different. And when you exit it, you'll exit out of the left. I didn't exit it to where you get into the driver's seat. I felt that it would have been more realistic. I mean, if you start in the driver's seat, you can switch to the Flak 30 from there. And then when you get out, if you exit it, you'll exit it out of the vehicle on the gun side. All right, here we have the SU-76. Get in SU-76M as gunner. Get in driver. It's basically T-34. It's got all your Zi3 sights. The only issue with this variant is, I'm going to turn the gun here and show you, but take a look. Normally when you exit it, you'll be inside the tank still. So there's nothing I could do about that. I tried stuff like attaching those parts to the gun, and it just doesn't work. I don't know. I don't understand why, but so that's kind of the drawback of it. But otherwise, it's still a pretty cool variant. Bergepanther Tiger Flak 38. So from here you can get to the Flak 36. And when you exit it, you'll be inside the vehicle. You'll be in the loader seat, so you could switch to the driver's seat and go from there. Alright, the next variant is, of course, is this, and you can get in from the Flak from the outside, so you just scroll your action menu, the Flak 30, and when you exit it, you'll be put into like a seat within it, and you could switch to other seats if you want, and if you get out again, you'll be out. So I coded these to do that, and here are second to last variant. I had this set up before where you would get in from the side here, but I felt it was more faster, efficient to get in from the back. So you basically just scroll your action menu, get into the Flak 38, and when you exit it, you'll exit it out of the back because it only made sense. You're not gonna, when you exit it, be in the vehicle's cab, because you wouldn't be. Now you could still get into the driver's seat. You might have to go free look to look at the sights, but it's not really functional. I mean, sorry about that. There's really not much I could do about that. It just is what it is. So you could just drive it in third person. When you get out of this, obviously the doors don't work. It might be possible to make them, like animate them to make them work. So that's a possibility. Let's go to the universal carrier here, and you get into the mortar. You can't see yourself because I have a code that hides you. So, but you could fire the mortar from there. I know it's only so realistic, but it is what it is. When you get out, you'll actually be the gunner of the seat, so you could switch, and then when you get out, you'll get out on the side. I have a code for that. I did some fixes to some of these vehicles. These were issues before. For example, this particular variant, you got in the mortar, your body is hidden, and when you get out, you'll be basically in the back of the truck. This one, I fixed this one. There was an issue, if you guys remember, when you got into the gun. So say you're in the gun now, and when you got out, you were usually floating above the truck. Well, I talked to my friend Gear, and I thank him for this, and we solved this issue. And basically, the player will now exit. When he exits the gun, he will be outside of the truck in the back of the vehicle. Alright, so this one is the same thing. I added the add action to this one where you get in from the flak from the back. Kind of rhymes. And when you exit it, you'll be in the back of the vehicle, back of the truck. This one I had just like the other one, except this one, when you get in the gun, you'll be getting in from the side like you normally would. So there's no add action here to get into the vehicle, so you won't have nothing in your action menu. You exit this one, same thing will happen. You will be put to the back of the vehicle. So it's a nice transition. There's no animations like I wish there was, but that's kind of what it is. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.